Hello everybody and welcome to the Homesteads YouTube channel. Today I wanted to share with you how I protect my berries. So it's springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere, and in Central Ontario all the baby birds are starting to come out of their nests, the fledglings, and they are hungry, voraciously hungry. So yesterday I was sitting out on my deck and I noticed that there were a few robins around in the garden. There usually are, and they're usually pecking away at the ground and finding worms to eat. But yesterday I noticed them landing in my berry trees, and while I knew that robins will partake in the odd berry from time to time, I had no idea that they would be consuming as much as they did. So I bought these three haskaps or honeyberry bushes this year, and I planted them a few weeks ago. All the flowers had already been pollinated, and there was quite an abundant amount of berries located on each bush. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 berries on each bush, just a ton. So I was super excited to grow these and try them with my family. But as I said yesterday, I saw the robin bouncing around from bush to bush and flying back to its little fledgling who was making all kinds of squawking sounds, and it got a very good meal yesterday. Out of the three bushes, the far one over there, you can see I probably lost about 90% of the berries on that bush. The middle one here, more than 50%, and this one here was saved for the most part by me running out and flailing my arms and trying to keep the birds away. So I had some netting around, and I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on how you can set this up. So as you saw in the previous part of the video, I've already set up two of the nets, and I left the third one to show you folks that tune into the channel. It's very windy here today, so I'm going to do this as quickly as I can and silently, and then I'll come back and get you and I'll show you how I do it, and we'll take a closer look. So I just thought I'd bring you in and give you a closer look. You can see some of the berries in there. It might be hard to see, but you can see the blue in there. And as I said, there was an abundant amount of berries on each plant. So I really wanted to defend what was left. And the way I decided to do that was I just had some of these old sticks laying around, and I had some of this mesh from last year that I hadn't used and was still in the packaging. It's relatively inexpensive if you want to purchase it, and I think it's a great investment if you really want to enjoy some of the fruits of your labor, your hard work. So basically, the way I set this up was I put a perimeter that's you know, a few inches away from the plant so that it's not disrupting the growth after the berries have matured, and it still gives this plant some room to grow, and it's not being confined and not going to grow into the mesh, and you won't be doing damage later on. But what you want to do is you want to ensure that it's right down to the ground. I weave the stick into the bottom and then press it into the ground very firmly. These robins are very actually intelligent, surprisingly intelligent, and while they couldn't find their way into this one this morning, before I was up, they found their way into this one. So over here, there's a lot more berries on this last night when I went to bed, but over here they found their way underneath this little corner here. And yesterday I saw them poking and prodding. They were landing on the sticks and flapping their wings and swinging them back and forth and really just trying to knock the barrier down, which again I found pretty surprising. I didn't think they were quite that smart and that they would have problem solving skills like that. But they definitely found a way into this one this morning. As I said, the majority of the berries are now gone off of this one as well. But this corner of the mesh had been lifted up and they were going in and out. So you really want to get this mesh right down to the ground, as the birds will go underneath it. And then what will happen is, if you have the top covered the way I do here, they're going to get stuck in there, and it's going to hurt them and it's going to hurt your plants, and basically you're still going to be losing your berries and your food that you've worked hard to produce. So really ensure that it's nailed down tight. So I just put this little stick here, and then there's a little edge here. I don't know if you can see it very well on the stick there, but I wrapped it in and around here again, just to give it some extra tension and security. But basically, you saw what I did here. It only took a couple of minutes, and I had all my materials previously set up so I could fly through this video and not take up too much of your time. Basically, again, the border is out far enough so that the screen is not up against the plant itself, and it's not going to grow through the mesh. And then what I'll do is I'll go along and I'll extend out the bottom and put some more stakes in the ground to ensure that the bottom is firmly held in place. And after I'm reasonably confident that the sticks are firm and they're not going to be knocked over easily, then I have another couple sections of mesh that are already ready to go, and I'm going to loop those over the top and just intertwine the two meshes and ensure that there's no way in from the top or the bottom. But anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this helpful, you could always give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe and follow along on our journey, and any likes and shares, as I said already, are really appreciated. Our numbers keep growing, and that encourages me to keep doing this stuff and showing you folks what we're up to. So thanks for your time, folks. Have a great day, and happy planting.